Welcome to our new YouTube channel, Brand. My name is Eric. I have over 600,000 followers on Instagram, and I run this agency together with my two co-founders, Ini and Ollie, and together with our amazing team with us. So today we are going to talk about how we find and source influencers that gives our clients and us 10k plus per month. Now, why we research influencers so much is because they are one of the key aspects to launching a good campaign. The reason why a single client has ever left us is because of how well we do our campaigns. And I can with 100% honesty say that it is how we research our influencers that gets us those results. First off, let's talk about some jaw-dropping numbers that you probably want to hear so you don't think that I'm a beginner or anything like that. Last month, we got a $0.43 CPM for one of our clients. And in contrast, the regular influencer marketing campaign made by a regular company is $10 to $25. So we can say that our campaign was quite good. And last month we also got a software company 50,000 registration with a relatively small budget. And that's the kind of success we're going to talk about today, delving deep into how we research and find our creators. So let's get into it. Tip 1. Look for an actual genuine connection with the creator. They should be able to actually love the product that you use, and you should be able to contact them multiple times to perform an influencer marketing campaign. You should try to become friends with them or just keep in contact with them, even though you might not have a campaign ready. Just be on a good note for the creators. Because if you find genuine creators that actually loves your product, they will show that in their videos, and I promise you that. And they will also show if they do not have a genuine connection. And their audience will know that in 1 second. Because when you have genuine connections like that, it's like a friend telling you to buy something, which is the reason why we do influencer marketing. We want it to be authentic but also relatable. Now, tip number 2, look for engagement over follower. Now, I see a lot of people looking at a follower count, but that's not logical at all, because everyone who follows might not see the video. You should instead look at their engagement. So you should look at their views to follower ratio, their like to view ratio, how many comments they have, what the comments say, how many saves they have, etc. And if they have a good engagement rate, the follower count shouldn't matter. A creator with 10,000 followers might be a better shot than a person with 2 million followers, even though they might have the same engagement rate. Because when they have lower followers, they also charge less. But of course, don't undercut the creators. Pay them for what they actually deserve, so you keep a good connection with them. Tip 3, niche is king and is the best way to go. But what does niche is king mean? Well, you should find your niche for the product or the service and just dig deep into that niche, find the best creators and launch a campaign with them, because they will perform so much better. They will have the genuine connection, they usually are quite small and have better engagement, and they have a loyal fan base. For us, niche influencers are one of the key elements, because we try to reach student-focused brands, so we are heavily niched into student creators and other creators that may make content that does well with students. And this leads me on to tip number 4. Look for a consistent track record. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you scroll down their feed and see that they have different amounts of views for each video, that might be a warning sign. They should have similar amounts of views on each video, including their advertisements, and have good engagement across the board, because a proven track record means reliability. And that leads me on to tip number 5. You need to have creative synergy. What do I mean by that? Well, by having a creative synergy, meaning that you have the same kind of brand image as creator image. We want the creator to have the same aesthetic, same type of mindset, and same type of following as your brand have, because that will help so much in getting that genuine connection and portraying your product in the right way. They also usually have the same values as you have, which is super important for most companies. Now, here are some tips that are extended. They are not so much into the research sector, but they are still good to know about. You should always look for creators that have quality content. I don't mean that they should have a 4K camera and the best microphone and the best equipment possible. They should just be clear, reliable, and have a good audience. That is what we define high quality content. And tip number 7, you need to adapt. Our strategy now is not the same as it was 1 year So you need to adapt to the new comings of the algorithms and the new types of creators that are on the market. And this is one of the tough parts by doing influencer marketing. You will have to constantly research new creators, and you will have to contact them over and over and over. That's why we succeed so often, because we always have a set amount of hours where we just do research. We find new creators, new trends, new updates in the algorithm, everything that might change the results. And you need to do that as well. Now on to tip number 8. Transparency is key. Now, this doesn't have a lot with researching to do, but when it comes to influencer marketing in general, you should always have transparency. And when you look at creators that you want to research, you should check their previous ads to see, do they look like ads or do they look like regular videos? If the ads are hard to spot, then it's a great creator, because you don't want to see that it's an ad, because that makes it non-reliable and unauthentic. And this builds trust for your company and builds you a better name in the future. So keep this in mind if you actually want to become a household name, or if you already is a household name. And tip number 9, when researching influencers beyond the platform. Now, there's usually 2 big platforms that we usually handle, and that is TikTok and Instagram. But there are plenty of other platforms like YouTube Shorts, and Snapchat has also gone into content marketing. So if you want to find the perfect fit, test new platforms, test strategies, and then double down on what works. That is always the strategy to do. And then my last tip number 10, continuous collaboration. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, at Brown Plant, we do collaborations that span over multiple months. This is beneficial because if you do that, the creator will start to know your product more in depth, the audience will start to know it more in depth, and the content will become more authentic and more reliable. And the audience will be more receptive to the content and more receptive to buying. So in short, monthly collaborations lead to more reliability and authenticity, which is the key to influencer marketing. And there you have it, folks. Influencer marketing is not just a buzzword. It's a gold mine if you do it right. And if you feel like you can't do it right, don't hesitate to reach out to us at Brown Plant, and we would be happy to talk things over and see if we can help you. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.